Just hear those sleigh bells jingling, ring, ring, ling-a-ling too. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Outside the snow is falling and friends are calling, yoo-hoo! Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Giddy up, giddy up, giddy up, let's go, let's look at the show. We're riding in a winter wonderland. Giddy up, giddy up, giddy up, let's go. It's grand, just holding your hand. We're gliding along with a song of a wintry fairyland. Our cheeks are nice and rosy and comfy cozy are we. Because we're snuggled up together like birds of a feather would be. Let's take that road before us and sing a chorus or two. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Well, that's sort of how the weather is here today. It's snowy and quite pretty if you like winter scenery. I'm just going to turn the camera slightly because I see I'm off center. Well, I'm always off center, but the camera's off center. So let's just turn it slightly. There we go. How's that? There we go. Well, today we are going to make a diabetic chocolate rum cake. So I hope you're in for that, and we will get busy and started on this. And what we're going to need, you're going to need 2 bowls. First a big one and then a smaller one. So there we go, big bowl. And what we're going to add to the big bowl is 1 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour. We are going to add a 1/4 cup of white granulated Splenda. It's a 1/4 cup. Then we are going to add a 1/4 cup of brown Splenda. Is that a 1/4 cup? Yes, a 1/4. Or is that a 1/2 cup? Let me read that right. No, a 1/2 cup. I'm sorry. It's a 1/2 cup of Splenda, white granulated, and a 1/2 cup of brown Splenda. Does help if you get the ingredients correct, right? It won't turn out quite right otherwise. Then after that, we want, I'm going to have to move this closer because my poor old eyes aren't seeing it, 3/4 cup of cocoa powder. Now, I use Fry's, but you use whatever brand you like. And then we are going to add 1 1/2 teaspoons of baking powder. Ring the bell. And 1 1/2 teaspoons of baking soda. And 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And that is your dry ingredients. So we're just going to take our handy dandy whisk here and blend all that together. The hardest part is the brown sugar Splenda. Now if you were going to make this with regular ingredients, you would keep the white granulated sugar or the same as the white granulated Splenda, but you would need to use more regular brown sugar than brown sugar Splenda. Brown sugar Splenda is much sweeter than regular brown sugar. And there's a guide actually on the packet that tells you how much to substitute. And I believe, I'm not quite sure, I'm thinking if it's a cup of regular brown sugar, you use like a 1/4 cup of brown sugar Splenda, but I'm not 100% positive on that. Anyway, you want to whisk this all together, try and break up any lumps. And once you have that well blended together, you can set that aside. And then you will want your other bowl. I'm just going to move the camera up a here. I see I'm giving myself a scalp job there. Alrighty. I was like, going, I'm trying something new today. I'm using a wireless microphone, so hopefully the sound quality will be a bit better. And now in your other bowl, you're going to mix your wet ingredients. So the first thing you're going to want is 1 1/4 cups of buttermilk or sour milk. It's up to you whether you want to use sour milk or buttermilk. I guess if you want to skip the dietary or diabetic thing altogether, you could use eggnog, and that would make your cake pretty sweet, I would think. Be very rich and pretty sweet. But it might taste very good. I've never tried it. I'll have to try that as an experiment sometime. We'll make the same cake and use buttermilk or eggnog instead of sour milk. Okay, so you, like I say, 1 3/4 cup or 1 1/4 cups of either buttermilk or sour milk. Then you want a 1/4 cup of vegetable oil. Now I'm using canola oil. That's probably your best go round, but you could probably use sunflower oil or one of those. Just I wouldn't use olive oil for this. Olive oil tends to be better for savory things than for sweet things. And then we are going to add a 1/2 cup, which is two large eggs beaten. Now you can, for this recipe, if you prefer, you can use egg beaters if you need to do that. But I'm using just plain old ordinary eggs from the chicken. And I tend to use extra large eggs. It seems to me eggs are getting smaller, and what I'm getting now is extra large, or about what regular eggs used to be. But no offense to any egg raisers out there. If that's incorrect, then I guess maybe it's just because I've gotten bigger and so they seem smaller. After the egg beaters, then you want, now you can either go with vanilla and just make a plain chocolate cake, or I'm going to use rum extract and we're going to make a chocolate rum cake. So you want 2 teaspoons of rum extract. There we go. And the final ingredient for the liquids is 1 cup of hot, strong black coffee. I guess you could use decaf if you want. Kind of like unleaded gasoline. Loses a little something in the translation, but there we go. Then take a fork and just blend that all together. The hardest part, of course, is getting the oil whipped in there. But we're going to do the best we can to get that mixed in there. Oh, it smells heavenly. Almost want to drink this, except for the oil in there probably didn't taste too good. There we go. So that's well blended together. So I'm going to move that off to the side here. Now, numerous of you have asked me the question, don't you have a mixer? Well, yes, I do, and today we're going to use it. So let's move it into place. As you can see, it's a big old thing. And the big bowl I use to mix my dry ingredients is actually the mixer for the stand. So let's lock that down. Now what we're going to do is slowly add the liquid ingredients to the dry ingredients. So we don't want to go too fast or we'll have flour and liquid flying all over. So we'll just slowly blend that in. There we go. Now this is an orbital mixer. I'm using the whisk rather than the whisk attachment rather than the regular beater attachment. But I'm going to turn this up. And we're going to blend that for about 2 minutes. Just want to make sure we get all the lumps out of it. And you can hear how noisy that is. That's why I don't usually use this. I'm going to let that run. Now, before you started all this, you could have greased a bundt pan. Now, I recommend you really grease it well. Because one of the problems with bundt pans is sticking. And then you end up with a broken up cake. So really grease the bejeebies out of your bundt pan and have it ready to go. I'm going to put my rum extract away. The other thing I didn't say, but I will put in the beginning of the video, is to preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. So you're preheating your oven to 350 degrees. Mine's already preheated, ready to go. You grease the heck out of your bundt pan and have it ready to go. Or you can use a deep cake pan. I guess you could make a sheet cake out of this. I haven't tried that, but I think it would have probably might affect your cooking time. In a bundt pan or a deep cake pan, you're going to cook it for 35 minutes or until your probe inserted comes out clean. So this is looking very good. This cake batter is not going to be super thick. It's fairly thin, and that's okay. That's what you want it to look like. Well, this is looking good. I think it's probably done. You just want to do it till there's no lumps and it's well blended. I have a stir setting on this, so I'll just let it run a few more seconds, but it does look very good. I don't see any lumps. And I think that's good. And we'll just lift that up and we'll let that drain for a little bit. Now, if you have children, this is when you call them in and let them lick the beater, right? I'm not sure. I've never tried licking a whisk. That might be tongue-tangling. Beaters are much easier. But we'll just see if we can scrape some of this off the whisks. But this is a very tasty and lovely chocolate cake. And most people who have it don't even realize that it's made for diabetics with sugar substitutes. Now, if you use something different than Splenda, if you use, I wouldn't recommend using like saccharin or those things, but if you use Zevia or something like that, you'd have to figure out, there may be a guide online that you can check to see what the stevia is, I can't even talk straight this morning, sorry, what the stevia equivalent is for Splenda, you know, so if it's cup for cup or if it's, you know, slightly different. All right, set that there. I'm just going to take my whisk off. Put it in the bowl, take it off there. I'm just going to move this out of the way. But now we have that all nicely blended. We're going to put it into our very, very, very extremely well greased bundt pan. And in it goes. And you want to make sure you're over your bundt pan and not over the hole in the middle, because the last thing you want is to pour it through onto the counter. And here we go. So this is actually a very nice cake to make. I'm actually making this today, not only for my show, but my wife's card group have their Christmas dinner and party tomorrow. And so they order food in, but I was asked if I would bake something. So I'm making this for them, and I think one other lady is making them something. Now you can call the kids to lick the bowl at this point. That's something I used to like to do as a child. So that's ready to go in the thing. As you can see, I did pour some through and it's on the counter. I guess you can't see that. Oh, that's good. Oh, yum, yum, yum. Can't wait for this to be ready. All right, we're going to pop it in the oven here for 35 minutes at 350 degrees. And we will be back when that's ready. So I just invite you to take a nap. Go out and play in the snow, build a snowman, read a book, and we will be back in 35 minutes. I guess I better set the timer now. There we go. Timer's off and running, and I will see you in 35 minutes. Although it'll just seem like a fraction of a second to you, I'm sure. Alrighty. Well, our cake is almost done. The timer's at 40 seconds. So while it's counting down, let's give it a poke with a probe and see if she's done, shall we? And still got a little bit sticking to it, so maybe we'll give her a few more minutes and see what happens. So I'm just going to reset the timer. And we'll set it for 3 minutes. Oops, that's 30 minutes. We don't want to do that. All right, we'll give it another 3 minutes there just to finalize it, and then we'll pull it out of the oven. And then we have to let it cool for about 5 minutes or 10 minutes before we try and take it out of the bundt pan. So we will do that. We'll be back shortly. Well, I just checked it, and the cake is done, but I'm giving it the last 20 odd seconds just to make sure it's good and done. And we're down to 13, sort of like Cape Canaveral, we're doing the countdown here. But hopefully we won't have liftoff, except for the pan lifting off the cake when it's ready. Alrighty, 2, 1, ignition, there we go. Alrighty, let's take this cake out. Oh, that looks good. Doesn't that look good? Nice big chocolate cake there. So what we want to do now is let it cool for about 5 minutes. I think I might let it go longer than that. I think I might let it cool for 10 minutes. So I'll set the timer for 10 minutes. And we'll be back to see how she turns out. Don't go away. Well, it's been 10 minutes. This is cooled, so let's see if we can get it out of the pan. So what I usually do is set the pan there, put my rack over the top, take it, and go, whoop. Let's see what happens. Oh, I can see it spinning, so it must be good. Oh, and there we have it. Look at that. Beautiful. And so we have our friend, my dear friends, a lovely chocolate rum bundt cake. Perfect for any holiday festivity. And my wife will be taking this one to her Christmas cards party tomorrow. And I hope they'll all enjoy that. Hope I didn't put too much rum in. I don't want them all drunk. So anyway, until Friday when we do the Christmas traditions history and a Groner, take care, stay safe, and God bless.